go.
Hello.
Scott, what are you doing? What are we doing today? You, over there.
I don't know why I'm clapping. Today, we are going to have a little play on with information. On the two
Yes.
next-gen consoles, Xbox One and PS4.
As a PS3 mode, isn't it, Scott? Yeah. That's quite funny because when I'm talking, I'm looking left. And okay, whatever. Okay. So basically, we're going to talk about the specs of the PS4.
Yep, you're going to go first, and I'm going to sit here and listen like a good boy.
And then Scott's going to choose specs of the Xbox One. Okay, let's actually Google. Sorry, I had everything up, the information, but I had to do a restart because the webcam thing. So PS4. So basically, okay, so let's look at the specs and features. I'm on the website.
I'm on Wikipedia, which is essentially just amazing.
Okay. Right. The PlayStation 4 was designed from the ground up to ensure that the game creators can unleash their imagination to develop the very best games and develop new play experience never before possible. With ultra-fast customized processors and 8 GB of high-performance unfettered system memory, PS4 is a home to games with rich, high-fidelity graphics and display in experience. Whatever. Sorry. I'm struggling to read it. Okay, so the tech specs are, I read it right now. So the processor is a single chip custom processor. It's a low power, it's an X86 minus 64. It's an AMD Jaguar 8 cores, if you know what that means. It's the AMD next generation based graphics engine. So, as I said, the memory is 8 GB, and the storage size is 500 GB. Now, as of course, that when the PS4 3 came out, it was only 40 GB.
But it got upgrades.
Yeah, it developed. Because I've got one here, which is 108.
No haters on this, please.
The what?
No haters on this, please. We're only giving you the information as it is given to us.
Yes. The DVD drive is a BDX6 DVD 8. I don't know. Okay. The inputs is a super speed USB. It's got a free USB 3.0 port minus 2. I don't know what that means.
Next USB cable. Basically, standard USB cable at the moment is USB 2.0, and now because the next gen consoles they're getting an upgrade, so USB's getting an upgrade as well.
So it's having 2 of them. It states there because the PS3 actually has 2 of them. So it's got 2. So one like for the charger.
Yeah, there'll be 2 on the front, 2 on the back. No, 2 on the front, 1 on the back.
Yeah, so the one for the charger, one for the remotes and headsets and stuff. Okay, the networking is an Ethernet, 10 base T, 100 base TX, 1000 base T. I don't know what that means. It's got Bluetooth 2.1 EDR. The AV output is a HDMI. What the? HDMI output,
That's
digital output,
standard.
official port. I think. It's got HDMI and it's got a digital output, which basically I think it was the 3 colours. If you don't have an HDMI.
I'm just going to point this out now. Both consoles are now HDMI full, which means for you people that record using stuff like PAL 60 and all that, which is like a step down from HDMI, it's going to be a bit harder because now it's going to be all in full HD all the time.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, so that's what I've got. So what have you got, Scott?
Me?
Come on, come at me, bro. PS,
well, you've been doing that. I've been reading up on this. Right, here we go. Xbox One. As we all know, predecessor to Xbox One, Xbox 360, which was massively successful. And I'm gonna start off on the hardware, move my way down. So, first big news is Microsoft have made a contract with Blu-ray, so now that's going to be a massive part of Xbox as well as PlayStation.
Which they took from us.
So, anyway, I'm going to start off with this stuff inside the console. So if you don't like any computer talk, then skip to later on. Right. Okay. The Xbox One has an APU with basically it's like a standard computer. It's an 86 by 64 core, which means in like simple terms, you might have a 32 computer or you might have a 64 computer. When you go into like say program files, yeah, exactly, 86-bit and 64-bit. Cores. It has an 8GB of DDR3 RAM, which is pretty good because I'm going to upgrade that massively later on. It's got a memory bandwidth of 68.3GB, which means it should be running pretty fast. The memory subsystem also features an additional 32MB of embedded static RAM. Basically, you'll have your standard like here's your 8GB, and for all your gaming stuff. And if you're worried that 8GB is already going to be used for all the stuff on the Xbox, there's going to be 32MB additional for the Xbox preloaded stuff on there. It's going to have 192 gigabytes of bandwidth for certain operations. So every now and again, a game gets a new IP, a new upgrade. It will increase the amount of bandwidth. It will have a 500GB non-replaceable hard drive, which is pretty standard. They're going to upgrade that later on as well. As I mentioned before, it's going to have a Blu-ray disc optical drive. It's got 3 gigabytes of RAM, which will be reserved for stuff like the TFL, OPS, and basically all the stuff that makes the Xbox run. So a lot of additional memory here, which is quite good because the problem with the past with stuff like the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360 and all that is the amount of memory which it took up to actually install the thing. You normally plugged in your Xbox, had all the basic information, but whenever an update came out, it would take up quite a bit of your hard drive. Now it's going to have what seems to be quite a lot of unaccessible memory for those updates, so that way you will have 500 gigabytes free all the time. It will support 4K resolution, which is next step up from normal computers and stuff. They're really pushing it this time. It's 384 by 2160 or 2160p, I think that is. A standard computer is 180p, I think, or is it
120, I think.
120, yeah, 120p. This is going to be a massive step up using the video output, so it's going to be quite good. There's going to be 7.1 surround sound, which is also good. They said something about the surround sound. They said that it might be a bit glitchy to start off with, but they're working around that. Yusuf Mehdi, which is the vice principal for marketing and strategy for Microsoft, he's stated a lot of things. He said that there's no hardware restriction that would prevent any game from running 4K resolution, so that means that any old games or anything like that you got, you'll be able to play it supposedly on the Xbox One without any problem. Now I'm going to move away from the hardware stuff, from all that computer tech onto the controller, but before I do that I just want to point out there was a massive impact when they said specific news about the Xbox One. They said that it might not be 360 compatible. Now with the news which we're getting at the moment, they've essentially scrapped the Xbox One once after revealing that news, they've rebuilt it with all this new technology, which they did last time, but this is even better, and it might actually be 360 compatible. There'll be pictures probably down below me of the Xbox One, and that's basically what it's supposed to look like now. It's pretty small, but it's quite good. Right, now onto the controller. Boy, this...
do you want me to do my controller first? Because like, I'm going like, you go your console, then my console, then my controller, then your controller, and whatever.
Mate,
do you want to do it that way?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So it's my turn. My turn. Right, so we have got the DualShock 4. It's approximately 162 Oh shit! What's double M now?
Double M.
It's meters. No, millimeters. It's millimeters, isn't it?
Millimeter. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 162 millimeters by 52 millimeters by 98 millimeters width, height, and depth. So the width is 162, the height is 52, and the depth is 98. Okay, so it weighs about 210 kilograms? Grams?
I was gonna say, my god, that's a heavy controller.
You were like, no, you wouldn't be like that. You wouldn't even get to pick it up if it was that heavy.
About how heavy a computer is.
No,
well,
no, it's not. No, I can just about lift 24 kilograms, Scott, and I do about 10 of those. I don't really. Okay. So the key switches is the PS button. They added a share button, so if you want to do, if you're playing a game, you can just share that game. It's like a live stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I really wanted you to get onto this live streaming.
Yeah, it's live streaming. Oh, good. The options button. I think options is basically a pause button.
Start.
I guess it is. Start. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done my research on PS4 as well, in case you screw up anything.
Oh, thanks. Okay. So the touchpad, got a touchpad on it. People actually thought it was actually a screen. It's not. It's just a touchpad. Like, it's not like. Oh crap! Wrong one. So on my phone, you've got all the screen touch, but this one's just a pad. It's not actually. What things are out there that have a pad?
A pad. At the moment, Wii U, obviously.
Yeah, like a Wii U kind of thing. Okay.
A little bit. It's basically a blue light which detects your finger, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so we've also got a light bar at the bottom, and they've still got their vibration and a built-in speaker. Now, by the light bar, let's say you're on Call of Duty. Scott's on the left of me. I'm on the right. I go to the left side. The screen will automatically, because I'm on the right side. If I go to the left side, automatically switch. So then my side will be on the left side of the screen. But wherever I move, the screen follows basically. And also, if they said, I'm not sure how it works, but if you're holding the remote and then I pass it to Scott, it'll know that I'm doing that, and it'll. I can't remember what it says it does, but it's just like
a lot of stuff to do with fingerprint recognition. All this. It doesn't mean that you're gonna have to stay there for like 5 minutes scanning your finger, but it means it can detect how you hold the controller.
Yeah, so let's say if it says pass, if I'm playing on it and then it goes pass to the other person, pass to the other person, I would pass it to them and they would know, right, and the game would know. You don't have to go like press the button to tell them that you've done it. It will automatically know you've done it. So so yeah, about the so it says vibration. It's always had a vibration. Yeah. It's got a headset. Oh, what was that? Sorry. It's got a built-in mono speaker. It's like, I think it is. Let's have a look at. I think there's my remote. I think it's under there. I think, and they've got 2 inputs for a headset. And I think we're having a one-piece headphone. Like, it's only one. It doesn't have 2 headphones. It's one, and it comes down, and on the wire, it's got a mic on it, which is pretty good. Scott, you had that photo and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna add photos about all this. I'm gonna have to watch through the video and then put in photos as we're talking. Easy enough.
Yes. It doesn't say anything here about sixpence. If you know what sixpence, you know what sixpence is, right? You know, if I do that, the game, if I'm driving, I can do that. It doesn't say anything about that. I'm not sure if
did say something about 6-axis. They said that there will be a version of there will be a 6-axis controller for the PS4. However, because of DualShock, which supposedly there's 2 types of controllers for the PS for any PS leading up from the PS2 to the PS now 4. Basically, DualShock is for people that want to do shooters. They want to feel the vibration. They want to feel they're in the environment of the game. 6-axis is keeping that element to a certain degree, and it's adding a wireless motion mode, so we can detect when the controller's moving, how it's moving. They've removed 6-axis because of games just weren't using it anymore.
I think the light's got it, I think the light might be it,
They said something about the light, but it's not 6-axis. It's fully Sony or DualShock, one or the other.
And it's the it says wireless connection communication. It says Bluetooth. Did the PS4 have Bluetooth?
PS3.
PS3, sorry.
What
did I say? What did I say then?
PS4. The PS3 did have Bluetooth. It had
in the remote.
Not in the remote. No. This is a new step up. It's calling it Bluetooth 2.0. I think they call it. Basically, now the controller itself will have a minimized Bluetooth chip in it, so it can detect what you're saying through the controller, or you can plug in a headset.
Now, I thought that was pretty cool because obviously, like, a Bluetooth is obviously connected to anything. You can connect it to your computer, even your phone. Because I remember I had a PlayStation Bluetooth. They call them Bluetooths, don't they? But it's just like a headset. What's it called? Like a headset you clip around your ear.
Yeah.
And I used to connect it to my phone and stuff and use it there. So hopefully, maybe I can put my remote to like the computer and I can play games. Because I know to connect your controller to the computer, you have to plug it in by the USB. Now you just do that on the computer.
Oh, the big news about Kinect when I get onto that.
And maybe I know on like PlayStation, like a Sony phone. Maybe you can connect your PS4 remote to that Sony phone. Because I know they have a Sony where you
yes, they said something about that. However, they said they're trying to find a certain thing. If it is going to be in a Sony phone, they're going to release a new Sony phone in the future. They've already told us about this. They've been this has been in press conferences as well. It's going to be a new Sony phone coming out. However, it's going to be coming out a little before the PS4 comes out, and it said that it will be DualShock 4 compatible, and the controller is going to be coming out before the console as well. So that's obviously the reason why.
Okay, so there's my remote, Scott. Take it away.
Okay, right. I absolutely love the Xbox One controller. First of all, it's basically anyone who's ever played any sort of Xbox game in their life will automatically recognise the controller. It hasn't changed anything. This is one of the things which I love about it. The controller for the Xbox 360 was so unique in the way that it just felt so natural. You pick it up, it feels smooth, everything in it was just perfect. They've went from perfect to just even more perfect. The directional pad has now been changed to a 4-way design, and the battery compartment is slimmer. 4-way design, basically, instead of like this whole thing where it had like this sort of like a disc with the D-pad on it, and supposedly you could do diagonal on this. It didn't work very well, so they removed that, put onto a standard 4-way design, like, you know, a PlayStation controller. The D-pad on that, they're basically improving the D-pad for the Xbox One. And the battery compartment, I said it's slimmer. I think that all the batteries are going to be rechargeable. They're not going to do what they did last time, where they had a wired controller, then they released a wireless controller, and they didn't release one which was rechargeable until a little while after. Now moving on to the buttons for the controller, it has...
Can I quickly just state something?
Yeah.
What I like about what they've done, is, see, you've got, if you get the PS4 remote put against the God. If you get the PS3 remote and the PS4 remote, they look different. But with Xbox done, they make it look the same. So they're basically saying our Xbox remote doesn't need changing to make it good. It's already good, which I quite like that they've done that. They don't need to change it to make it good because it already is good. Which we can add that in.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Now, as I said, moving on to the buttons, there's standard menu and view. However, they've been replaced with start and back. Now, menu and view, start and back, it doesn't really matter. Menu is essentially start, view is essentially back. So, as I said, same thing we should have done with the PS4 controller. I don't know why they've done that. This is the thing which I've been waiting to talk about. This along with the Kinect, but I'm going to leave the Kinect until after whatever else Dawn has to say.
I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Right, okay, I'm going to say the last bit about the controller. Impulse triggers. This is something which I think that, you know, they haven't changed anything from the controller apart from the stuff that's inside. Impulse triggers is going to be amazing. Basically, it depends on the amount of pressure. It feels the amount of pressure you put on the triggers, which is going to be revolutionary to shooters. Say, like, you want to shoot someone without you hearing them, lightly press the trigger, and it'll do that. Also, you know how normally you get a controller, you just slightly tap, it'll automatically fire. This sort of like adds on to the fact that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to shoot that person. It sort of gives you a bit more time to think about what you're doing. Now, the last thing about the controller I want to say, it's you pre-ordered the controller on day one, essentially. As soon as the premiere of the Xbox One comes out, there won't be a premiere for the controller, which is obvious, but day one basically means when they say we've finished the Xbox. We've finished Xbox One, we are now going to start shipping them to shop stuff, but they're not on sale yet. The controllers will be on sale first, purely because of Sony phone, stuff like that. Okay, on to you, Jordan.
Right, the next we've got is a PlayStation camera. Now, we had the PlayStation Eye, which I don't have one on me. If I did, but I'm not going to look for it now. What?
They moved to PlayStation Eye 2.0 for the PS3, and it was a bit dodgy. They upgraded it, but basically it was too bad quality. It couldn't detect anything, essentially. You could have, like, the slightest thing moving the screen, and the entire thing would just explode in your face.
Yeah. So, they have the PlayStation Eye, as you said, which is obviously good. The best game for it was like, what was it?
iPad?
It was iPad. I love iPad. But yeah, so basically they've got their own camera. It's like the Xbox One, the Kinect one. It's approximately 186 millimeters by 28 millimeters. 27 millimeters, and the weight is 183 grams. Which, how much is the remote again? It was 210 grams. So it's not. It's just about half the weight of the controller. The video pixels will be 1,208 by 800 pixels by 2. The frame rate will be 60 FPS, 120 FPS, and 240 FPS. There's more stuff of that. There's all that. The capture range with 30 centimeters. What? That's the same as a ruler. I don't get that. Okay. Oh, that may be the zoom or something. I don't know. The field of view is a. The field of view would be at 85 degrees. Oh, how big is that? 50 degrees. Is that like the wide kind of thing?
Yeah, that's pretty wide. But that is good. Think to some of you hardcore gamers out there, think Quake. That's that far. That basically Quake is one of those games where it allows you to make quick decisions, quick actions, because you can see most of your surroundings. Not all the way behind you, but essentially, like, say I'm standing still now, I could see past my ear. That's the point of view they're going for.
So, and also it's got a 4-channel microphone, which is pretty good. I like it that they've added a microphone. I know you think, oh, we don't need a mic. You got the remote. It's got a mic, but they've added it in. I guess because I used to use a PlayStation 9 for a microphone. My mic broke once when I was on COD. You know, they've added it so you can use it as a mic for any other stuff. I don't think they pretend to do that, but it's basically they just added it in because why not? And so the connection type, this is connection type, AUX controller, don't know what that means.
That basically means that I think what they're going for there is that with the new PlayStation camera, they're going for, there's going to be a lot more, they've been very secretive about, they told us everything about like the controller, the PlayStation Eye, but they haven't told us how they will work together. Now, I think what they're hinting at here is the fact that the PlayStation controller and the PlayStation Eye, they may or may not have some sort of connection. Like they could detect each other.
Right.
With blue
I've
light.
also noticed, looking at the picture, they've got two cameras on them?
Yes, they've said to increase the field of view, they can't just use one camera. I mean, at the moment, if you see like mine and Jordan's camera, that is pretty much just like directly, that's just seeing right in front of it. Standard PlayStation camera, exact same. To make sure that you can see probably 90 degrees, which is what they're going for, they've added a second camera, which is going to be pretty good.
So, what have you got? That's all I've got.
Okay.
So, what's then?
Right, just a heads up for you, Jordan. After this, it's probably going to be like a separate video, but we're going to do it all in one take, I think. Probably be a good idea. The exclusive games, just give you a heads up about that.
Yeah.
If there's any games you want to talk about. So,
this video will be mostly clean. Okay, yeah, carry on, go.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later. Go.
Xbox 2.0. This is another thing which I've been looking forward to. The only thing which I'm iffy about is the fact that they said that if you're going to get an Xbox One, you have to get the Kinect 2.0. Which, say like someone with a really small living space, that is kind of, it's not a good thing. But then again, people with large living space, that's okay. The new Kinect uses a 180p wide angle time of flight camera. So in comparison to the VGA resolution of the previous version, that's pretty good. It's basically the average to the PS camera. It's pretty. It's wide. It can see stuff. The processor in it, it's 2 gigabytes of data per second to read this environment. So, as said, that's pretty quick. It's pretty much, if not exactly in sync with you. The new Kinect, it's good for you, Maka. The new Kinect, it's got a massive, like, really good accuracy compared to the last one. It can keep track up to 6 skeletons at once, and it's heart rate tracking now. So it's not a skeletal track. It can do skeletal if you want, but now it's heart rate tracking. It can detect not how your fingers move, but how your limbs move. How, you know, the slightest movement, the slightest twitch, it will register onto the Kinect. Now, I'm going to end the Kinect with these two notes, these two master notes. Voice commands can be included, but one of the big things about it is there's going to be a sleep mode, which a lot of people were concerned about. Each time they walked in front of the Kinect, it would automatically light up, say, oh, there's someone there. Now, you can essentially just say Xbox off and Xbox back on again, so it will turn the Xbox off, and it'll detect that you're talking to it even though the Kinect is turned off. You say Xbox on, the Kinect will automatically wake up, and turn on everything. The last big note about the Connect I want to say is that 2014, this massive news, Windows is going to be Connect compatible.
Great. Okay, so that's basically all the information of
Obviously there's going to be stuff like streaming, Smart Glass, Xbox Live. I'm not going to get into the Xbox Live because that is a bit iffy about that. I don't want to get into that. So shall we move on to the games?
So we're going to move on to games. So if you want to see all about the games, click the annotation video of my head, and you will get to see all about the games. It'll basically link to the other video.
Oh, I'm
so,
looking forward to this.
Subscribe. What do you mean looking forward to this?
Well, I'm looking forward to talking about the games because the list which we've got is amazing.
So subscribe to see more and subscribe to my channel. All the websites we'll be looking at all of our information off will be in the description below. And so head there, Scott. Okay, which way you're going to be facing?
I'm going to be on the top left, and you're going to be on.
No, go right. Okay, high five on the right. Now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, good. Goodbye.
Okay. Right.